On Tuesday, November 19th, former NBA superstar Chris Herren came to the Performing Arts Center at Cherokee High School to share his story on substance abuse. Chris shares his story with many high schools across the country to spread awareness of substance abuse and alcoholism, as well as how they can impact anyone's life. He shares his heartbreaking story and how traumatic the repercussions are to show the students he speaks with no one is invincible. Out of high school, Chris Herren was a basketball phenomenon, destined for a career filled with success. But as fame quickly flooded his mind, Chris began to succumb to the influences around him. He struggled with substance abuse as well as alcoholism, therefore ruining his chances of fame and fortune. His life changed forever. Now, after beating these addictions, Chris shares his story to high school students as he did here at Cherokee High School.
I didn't get sober to forget this. I wanted this message to be carried out. And when I first started, it was for addicts. And then I said, well, maybe this can be for prevention too. So people started asking me to speak in front of schools, and I was scared and I was nervous, and I presented, and it was probably totally different back when I first started. But over time, I've worked on it and tried to get it to where the kids really stay in it. But my struggle is worth it for me to tell because it can make a difference. And I think a lot of people get sober and they never look back, and they want to forget about what they went through.
Chris has adapted over the years to share his story with schools, teams, and organizations across the country. He says he wants to try to communicate substance abuse and addiction can happen to anyone, that no one is invincible, and it is never too late to turn back for help.
I've been doing this for a while now, and a while I mean 4 years, and a lot of kids, and through feedback and suggestions from kids, I've tweaked my story a bit and put things in and taken things out along the way. There's certain stories that I tell at certain schools, and there's other stories I save for other schools. So I try my best to get down on the high school kids level because I once was on it, and hopefully they can understand that, and they can see me on stage and say, there really wasn't much different between me and him when he was 16,
Cherokee students found a lot of inspiration in Chris Herren's story. There was a different vibe in the building after his speech as the students left the Performing Arts Center. Students were receiving the message and embraced being themselves, a point Chris often stresses.
What I enjoy most about the message is watching kids get a little uncomfortable when I say, how come being you is not good enough? I think kids totally understand that the substance is needed on Saturdays in order to feel like they're okay. So that would be my message in a sentence. How come on Fridays and Saturday nights it's not good enough? You're not good enough being you.
Experiencing the story of Chris Herren firsthand had without a doubt moved the entire student body here at Cherokee. His words prove that even people who seem to have it all could struggle with temptation and addiction. As Chris hoped, the impression his story has left in the school will be one that will not soon be forgotten. We would like to thank Chris Herren for his time, as well as the Lenape Regional High School District for providing Mr. Herren the opportunity to connect with us. For Cherokee People, I'm John Martino.